I don't know if this technically like has a theme.
It's
but
just the people of Arrowhead, man, talking about the Lord in our life.
Cool.
Share a little bit about your story coming in to be a part of Arrowhead, coming to Kansas City. Yeah. Even, I know there's something connected to even where you're living. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so my wife and I, we were living in San Diego, and I started doing production for Arrowhead, like while working there, or while living there. And
how long ago was this?
This was a couple years ago, like 2.5 years ago.
Okay, 2.5 years ago, you're in San Diego, doing some production.
Yeah, doing some production for Arrowhead. But I've always done I've done music with Jonas, who's one of my closest friends for most of my life.
Okay.
So it's also just a great excuse to stay connected to your friends, is to do work together.
Right.
Or do music together.
I've heard it said your closest friends are the people you work with, that you labor with, that you have the same kind of mission with.
Totally. I have a couple siblings that I love to do music with. It forces that connection. Me and Jonas, we've done music together for years. And so for Jonas to be like, hey man, I'm starting this Arrowhead thing. I would love for you to help with like a couple projects. It was not like we hadn't talked for years. It's like, dude, this is the next thing, let's work on it. So, and then just over time of working together, and probably Jonas for years being like, dude, you should move to Kansas City. You should move to Kansas City. I'm like, it's all
like seriously or joking?
No.
Like,
well, I mean, Jonas is can be so consistent with things that he says over years. It's just like sometimes there's maybe joking around. Sometimes like, bro, you should move to Kansas City. And then my wife and I, we were looking for a place to buy in San Diego, but just. We could have gotten something, but it would have been at the top of our budget. And so, like mortgage broke, and that wouldn't have been fun. And so we were just like tossing around ideas, but we had always thought like, we could live in Kansas City, but we really like the beach. So we're like, I don't know, it's so far away from the beach.
You got some good lakes here,
beautiful
bro.
lakes. Yeah, beautiful lakes.
Longview Lake?
Yeah, we're actually going there tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we rented a boat.
Are you?
Yeah, totally.
That's awesome.
Yeah, have you rented a boat here yet?
Oh, yeah, that's the thing to do.
Oh, yeah.
So I fed the catfish at Longview Lake.
Amazing.
You just throw whatever.
Yeah.
And they eat it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, so we rented a boat, so we're going out tomorrow. But yeah, so Jonas over the years, he was like, dude, you should move to Kansas City. And it just, like when we were looking at this other house, I don't know if it was just me or me and my wife, but it just felt a little like unsettled. I just didn't have peace. I don't know how else to explain it.
You were looking at a house where?
In San Diego.
Oh, okay.
And I know it's one of the most beautiful places to live. We absolutely love California. But I just had this unsettled feeling. And then I was like, randomly, I was like, what if we find something in Kansas City? My wife was like, what? And long story short, everything like worked out for us to get a home in Kansas City. And everything just like worked. Like the people that were selling their house, they only wanted to take the first bid. We happened to be the first bid. It was like almost like the Lord is like, I'm trying to make this as easy for you as possible to like move here. Right? Because we were like, we really want to live here, but I just had this thought, what if we live here? And my wife was like, no, I don't want to do that. Or and yet, how many times are we down to do something that the Lord wants us to do, even though it doesn't make all sense, but you just have peace. And the Lord for us just opened up all the doors for us to get it.
Man.
Yeah, so it was just like, well, obviously this is what we're doing.
Okay, now what's special about that place? There's something about that place. Yeah, so it's back now.
So it's actually very, very close to that billboard that Laura and Jonas saw when they were like, what's our next step?
Okay.
Like, are we moving from Kansas City? Are we continuing?
Man, I need to get Jonas and Laura to share that story. But
it's incredible.
Share a little bit of it without all the details. I'll have them share it. But